I'm really not sure if you guys can see me. So I did a couple of things here. I actually have a loop back monitor to my left, and that's actually throwing me all the chats and everything that's going to be coming up. A couple of things that I faced in my last previous live stream was a lot of you guys did not get a notification. So I contacted the Google. I mean, I sent a mail to them saying that like this is happening for quite a long time. A lot of my subscribers do not get the notifications when I go live, and they say that they don't see any bugs. They wanted me to file a bug with them, saying that so technically that YouTube's live streaming does not send notification out to subscribers. So I filed a bug, and they replied back saying that we do not see anything happening right now, and we can't take your bug seriously. I was like, really? Why? Because I did go live a couple of times. Hey, hello, Sanket Patel. So yeah, I did tell them that this is what is happening with me. I did go twice live, and both the times you guys did not send the required notifications to my uh, subscribers. So that's what is the background. Hopefully they told me that this is we don't see anything wrong with the systems, and hopefully your upcoming live stream should work properly. And probably that's what I'm also willing to check from here. Hey, hi, Dakshit, is that right? Yeah, it's Dikshit Reddy. Hi. Hello, hi there. Thank you so much, Dikshit Reddy. And hi, Moksh Mahajan. Hope you're all having a super awesome day. So I wanted to do something different with this live stream here. So a lot of you people who were part of my previous live streams would know that I come, I answer your questions, and I also have something to discuss with you guys. But going forward, I had one important poll that I put out in my channel, and if you guys haven't taken a poll, I would highly recommend you guys to go check out the poll, answer for that questions that I have in the poll. It's really important because I've been getting quite a lot of response and questions from you people asking about if I have anything for particularly this category of people. For example, there is this category of people who are doing their college education, and hey, hi, Prashant Pandey. Yo, yeah, same yo here as well. So yeah, so this category of people who are doing their college education, and they want to know if I have anything for them, like do I have anything targeted towards them. And there are this category of people who are actually working in an IT company, and they want a role or change of role. For example, they are doing something with respect to .NET or Python or Java, and they want to shift towards mobile programming, and they wanted to know if I have anything for them. And it got me thinking, I don't have anything really targeted towards you people. It's just that I have something for everybody. I just put out content because I love to do that, and that's going out for everybody. So yeah, that got me thinking, why not give out a poll and get answers from you guys? Like, what exactly are you doing? Are you doing college education, or are you actually working? Are you actually done with your college education? What exactly that you guys are doing? That will actually be very helpful for me to plan my videos, upcoming videos. I'm actually great, Prashant Pandey, and hello, MD Shakibul Islam. How are you guys doing? Thanks so much for joining this live stream. It's important, and I hope my audio is fine and my video is also fine. If not, you can definitely let me know, and I have to tweak some things out here. Hi there, Rajesh Paripelli. How's it going? Okay, I can see my uh, chat here, and hello, Rahul Garud. Hello, how's it going? Thanks so much for joining. Probably I have a lot of things to discuss in this video. You guys are really great. A lot of you people subscribed to my recent videos. You guys have a lot of things to say to me as well, and I'm really positive in that. But some of you don't have any positive comments. I'm fine with that. Something tell about Android versus Flutter. My day is going fine. I had a lot of things to do in the morning. Have you given a try the new Flutter code pen? I tried that. I saw it in Reddit. Actually, it's really new. It's a beta one. I didn't want to comment on that immediately. It was like it's just a simple project. It's a quarantine project, to be honest, and it's not actually an official code pen. It's just a simple. There is actually a code pen for Dart even before that, and I had Flutter related code pen before itself. I would say it's a good try, but I am not really into reviewing all this stuff. What is your suggestion for young people? I'm in first year undergrad. Can we make our apps with Flutter? So exactly, questions like this exactly keep coming. So Dikshit Reddy's question is, I'm in my first year of college. Can we make apps with Flutter? So these kind of questions keep coming up, and a lot of you guys actually even asked me, do I have anything specific for these people? For example, you're studying in college. Can I come up and tell you guys about something that you have to do, give you guys the correct path, and that will be helpful for you. But I really suggest that, for example, for the 20's question, that you can definitely do. There is no discrimination if you're in the first year, if you're even 12-year-old, 13-year-old. I had one of my subscriber who was 13-year-old guy. That guy actually came up with this very fun app that he sent me the code and asked me to review the code. I said I'll be very happy to review the code, but I first asked him to make the code private so that people don't copy his code. And that's really good. That's really good that people are coming up with new stuff. What is the most difficult topic in Flutter? There isn't really anything difficult about Flutter. Flutter is a very, very easy toolkit. I would say if you really want to know the difficult stuff with Flutter, it would mostly be about, I would say, I would probably say it is with respect to the data management side of Flutter, because all of these are just concepts, I would say, and just have to understand how differently they're working, and that's going to be the only difficult aspect of it. Hello, Shantosh Temp. Hello, how do you think Flutter should I learn 2020 or better choose JavaScript? Help me, please. Tim Nuri. Okay, so I want to know a little bit more about what you're exactly doing. So, Tim, are you working or studying, or what exactly are you doing? If you give me a little bit extra information, I would be very happy to help you with that. Mohammed Abid, can you make video series on Flutter and machine learning? I did make a video on machine learning and Flutter. Like, I made a video on ML Kit using the ML Vision. It was like simple. I tried hacking the Flutter for Flutter and the image identifier, image detector. Like, I didn't get a good response for that. Like, I'm really happy to answer questions on machine learning because I am personally learning machine learning right now. I'm going to be coming out with a video on that as well. But yes, I'll definitely make a video on machine learning and Flutter in the upcoming weeks or months. So that will be helpful for you guys. AR apps with Flutter, sir. Oh, you asked me AR apps with Flutter. I don't really see a question. It went up. uh okay, can you just type me the question, Dikshit Reddy, again so that I can answer you? I left Flutter because of exam. It's not again. That's not a problem. That Flutter is something, not something you leave and it'll go away. It's something that you can learn again easily. So that's cool. How to run Flutter web app on a mobile browser locally, that is without actually deploying it? That's a really good question. There isn't anything, if to my knowledge, there isn't anything like that, like your local host, like a local host that you can run and you can just use that. I think you can still run it as a local host and use your IP to ping that and get the website, Moksh Mahajan. But I haven't tried that. That's a really good question. Santosh Temps, sir. Okay, Sakit Patel. Is there a scope in freelancing for Flutter? Definitely. I am doing freelancing in Flutter in my free time. Hamrod Desh, at what age you started programming? I started programming around 15, I guess, 15, 16. Very basic stuff. The usual uh, website development, playing with CSS and HTML. I thought I was this biggest developer in the world when I started programming with HTML and CSS. When I created my first CSS box, I think that's when I started. Can we make AR apps with Flutter? Yes, you can, but it's not possible without actually having much more in-depth understanding of uh, your native programming. So native programming, yesterday I made a video. A lot of you guys disliked the video. I don't know if you guys said that, but anyway, a lot of you guys did not see the entire video. There has to be a lot of understanding of how the native apps work. Example, your Android and your Swift, you need to have a very good command over these two languages. If you're actually comfortable with any one of these languages, you can make a very good AR app. There are a lot of actually available plugins for native Android, but not so much for Flutter. You can still just play around with your Flutter widgets and all of that sort, and still make an AR app with your Flutter. Okay, so in-app purchase tutorial, Flutter is not available. Can you help us on that? There isn't much for that. So again, there isn't. You cannot do much with Flutter on in-app purchases. It has to again come back with the loop back to your Android and your Swift, which is nothing but your native Android. You need to make some additional queries and additional code changes in your Android application, so that's how you can do it. You cannot depend on Flutter for in-app purchases, because all of these applications, even if you want to deploy your ads on your mobile mobile application, you still need to depend on your native Android or native iOS programming languages. So without that, that is not possible at all. So that was the whole intention of the yesterday's video. If you guys did get some chance, you can just check it out. Flutter is difficult for beginners like me. Have zero coding skill. How should I learn Flutter easily? Oh, this is a really good question that keeps coming back again. I mean, I'm really happy to answer this question 1,000 times, but the simplest answer for this question would be to start somewhere. You need to start somewhere. It need not be Flutter. It could be a very simple C and C++ programming data structure course also. It could be a simple course also, because you need to understand how these different things work. I mean, if you're really zero coding skill, if you're really new to coding, I would highly recommend just start somewhere with some programming language. It could be Python, it could be any programming language, and then start thinking about how you can apply the same knowledge with applications, mobile applications. That's going to be the whole point of this. I do have a lot of, I mean, I do have an in-depth answer for that question. You can check it in my YouTube videos list. I made a video, so you can just check it out. So in my final year, should I manage between DSA and Flutter? I mean, you're asking about data structure algorithm. I don't exactly know the expansion for DSA, but Flutter is nothing but a simple toolkit that you can add in your resume if you know the knowledge, if you have the knowledge. People do respect that nowadays. I mean, I've seen a lot of resumes coming at me with Flutter as a knowledge. I mean, they put it as a Flutter as a toolkit. I have a little bit of experience with that. People do recognize that. But if you ask me about juggling between those two things like that, but at the end of the day, you still need to have a much better understanding of your data structures and all of that sort. But I would say just have Flutter as a like a secondary kind of an thing in your resume, but data structures and algorithm should always be your primary one. Do you think larger organizations are taking notice to Flutter as compared to startups? No. The straightforward answer is no. Nobody's thinking about Flutter at this point. Maybe React Native because it's been there for more than 6 years right now, but no, Flutter not at all. I wish they would add auto suggestions in Dartpad. No, that's not possible. It's a very light. The whole idea of Dartpad is to give you guys a lightweight code pen, like a code pen like website. That's the whole point of Dartpad. If you really want to think about, I mean, auto suggestions, you need to have your own online. I'm cool. Sam Surya. Thala eppadi irkeenga? Some basic Flutter, but in my country, no jobs, cross-platform, but a lot of front end. My point is, I'll be popular future Flutter. Should I choose JavaScript? Okay, so I got the question. So Flutter is again a toolkit. So if you really want to spend time on Flutter as a mainstream programming language, you will have a difficulty in finding. Exact my point. You're saying it's in your country. There is no job for cross-platform. I mean, I wouldn't say no job, but there is always a limited number of people looking for cross-platform developers. Cross-platform developers are actually right now mostly in the field of freelancing, or they are looking for some startups. They want to have a faster prototyping apps. They want look for cross-platform. But JavaScript, on the other hand, is the oldest language. So my suggestion would be to wait on your scale. Are you going to look to have a stable job with JavaScript? Is it going to pay you well, or your Flutter is going to pay you well? I would say JavaScript does. So just choose that if that is going to be your future. So only one question: can I make 3 lakh per month with Flutter after full learning? No, not possible. Straight answer for you, because you want the question. I wouldn't say that you can do that much. It's not that big of a programming language. It's not need better knowledge. Few people are just like, because primarily for cross-platform faster prototyping. Other than that, no need for Flutter. Okay, that's cool, Santosh. Can you make a video on in-app purchase with Flutter? I can make, but it'll most probably be about a native Android, because I know native Android much better than I know Swift or I can't talk about Swift or Objective C. I can make a video on native Android, and I cannot talk about Flutter because Flutter cannot do anything with in-app purchases. Do you think things like Flutter plugin for Adobe XD are threat to people who already have spent good time mastering UI making in Flutter? I wouldn't say so. These are just additional ways to make faster applications. You can still make a faster UI application with programs like Sketch, which still it's been there for more than 6 years now. The Sketch has been there for more than 6 years, but still people are looking to make native UI development, which is a really good thing. So I don't think it's a threat as such, but it's actually another skill in the basket that you can still master. Okay, I'm learning pen testing these days. Oh, that's great. Rohitesh, pen testing is really good. Security side. Uh, yeah, so the question is Flutter secure? I don't know, but if you're learning pen testing, that's great. What could be the learning roadmap for Flutter as a UI toolkit? It's limited at what can you do with the available widgets. So basically, you have at the max 60 widgets. That's going to be the boundary. 60 widgets, what can you play with that? So that's going to be the maximum you can do. If you're really comfortable with making UI clones, maybe hopefully hope for some good return on investment there, but I don't think there is any great way of there isn't any I would say tested way of making money through UI clones. I mean, there isn't nothing much that's going to come out with UI clones. So yeah, you can use that for a good video. Maybe I can make a video on UI cloning WhatsApp, and I would get maybe 100,000 views. But what else can you do with that? That is nobody's going to download that. Do you have experience in blockchain technology? I don't. I mean, I wanted to learn. I did learn a little bit basics of that, but I don't know. I didn't want to just jump between subjects, so I stuck with Flutter for the last year. This year, definitely, I'm going to be learning machine learning, AI. I've already started, and blockchain as well. So, is Flutter developed using WordPress idea? No, actually, Flutter is nothing related to WordPress. It's been there for a very long time, even before WordPress came into existence, and it's been the idea of Dart, VM, and all that. It was there for a very long time. Can you use Django with Flutter? What is the use case for that? Django is just a web server. You can host your, I would say, your local host and use your Django as a backend server maybe, but that's the max you can do. Flutter is nothing but a simple UI toolkit acting as a UI front end, so you can make a front end app. If you still need to make all the connections and talk with other server, you need to understand Dart programming. So that's cool. Moksh Mahajan, have a great day. Kotlin or Java? I would say Java. Java is the game changer. Kotlin is only for Android. I wouldn't say there is anything that it can do exceptionally great or anything of that sort. It has been a very good language for Android. It's been supplementing the Android, the XML, and all of that sort. But yeah, Java is a great language. But Java or Python, if you ask me, I would always say Python. Python is my favorite. And mm, there's been this okay, the primary reason of maybe putting a poll on my channel, again, the community channel that I have, is like to know exactly what exactly do you guys want from me. You guys have a lot of questions that you ask me. I'm really great. I'm really flattered that you ask me those questions and you consider my opinion as good. So I wanted to think about you guys first and answer your questions in a proper manner. Maybe every Sunday would live stream would to help you guys. That'll be awesome. So I wanted to think about that, and I'm going to be coming up with a very small project that I'm going to be including. All the first section of my project would include all the people who are studying in college and who are still into education, like they haven't completed their education. So I'm going to be taking up a small project with you guys. Hopefully, all of you respond for that properly. I'm just going to try out something new with you people. So we are also all going to be doing a community kind of a project where it's going to be helping. You're going to help us create a simple application that's going to be launched in the Android App Store. So that's going to be the whole point. I watched your 3-minute Flutter widget and it's great. Oh, thanks so much. A lot of you people. When I launched it previously, this comment is actually. It makes me feel good because when I launched it, I got a lot of questions from people saying that 3-minute Flutter widget series is not going to be liked by a lot of people. But I knew somewhere that nobody wanted to watch like a 20-minute video on just a basic widget. So I wanted to make a small video, and 3-minute widget Flutter series was the whole point of that. That's really great that you like that. Can you create apps like Uber, Flipkart using Flutter? Completely you want to do, you can't. But if you want to like do the front end of that, you can definitely use. Can you build apps using WordPress API like a mobile application? Why would you do that? You can still build like a web view type of application, export it as a, I would say, as a native application, use cross platform development tools. It's a big thing, but still you can, I guess you can try. Thank you so much for answering every question, sir. Cool. That's awesome. So okay, the question is for backend. Oh yeah, you can try using WordPress APIs for backend. For backend, if you ask me, do you have any understanding of Django? You can create your own servers. If you don't, you can depend on Firebase for that. So which database is good for a school app? I am thinking of using MySQL. Is MySQL good for a school app? So MySQL is good. Like, what exactly is the school app going to be? Like, just like a tab of school students in a class, all of that sort. Everything is fun, but MySQL, you have to still host your own server. So that's dependent on how you want to do it. Firebase is going to be giving the best result for that. But if you have a good understanding of MySQL and want to store your own database locally somewhere, then I would say, yeah, MySQL is fine. Where can I learn data structure and algorithm for Dart? How can one be good at data structure and algorithms? So your question is, what can I learn data structure and algorithm for Dart? How can one be good at data structure and algorithm? You okay? I'll give you a simple tip as to how I learned data structure initially. I wasn't really good at data structure when first learned it in college, but the whole idea behind data structures is to apply it somewhere, and that's when I started. So there isn't a specific. I don't think there is a specific like a course material or a there's like a resource for learning data structures for Dart specifically, because again, every data structure that you think about in Dart is already available in all the popular programming languages. Dart is a combination of all the popular programming languages: Python, JavaScript, and even Java, for example. So that space, you can still learn the basics of data structures and algorithms easily from any popular programming sites like Tutorials Point, or even you can take Java T Point. So all of these are really good sites for understanding the basics. But how do you apply that? That's going to be the whole game changer. Just take it up, apply it in your everyday work. Like, you create a simple calculator application. How can you apply your data structures well? You can use the same thing for a better, like a simple application that you're going to create with Flutter. How can you much better optimize it using your algorithm? So that's how you develop your understanding and as well as your knowledge of data structures and algorithm. That's what I did. It helped me. It took me a lot of time, but still helped me. Python Flask or Python Django for APIs. I've used both of them. I find Flask to be really lightweight, but Django to be extremely useful when you're scaling up your application super fast. Django is amazing when you're trying to scale up. Flask is super lightweight. If you want something like this in just 3 days of time, you want to create an API, you want to put up a server up, Python Flask is going to be helpful. Django, on the other hand, is going to be helpful, super helpful in scaling the shit up. Yeah, it's going to be just pushing things up very fast. Why can't we develop like Uber, Flipkart? Explain fully. I mean, you Uber and Flipkart, in the sense you want to develop completely like the backend also. There is nothing possible. Just if you want to scale, you can do a simple Uber clone and Flipkart clone, just the UI part alone. It's going to be super easy. If you want to think about scaling your application completely, you can still do that. I wouldn't say there is nothing possible at all, but it will be easy if you give me much more understanding of what exactly do you mean by full application. It's going to be full Uber application, full Flipkart application, or it's just going to be the UI clone part. What is the price of one Flutter in live market? I don't know. What is the question again, Sanket Patel? How to concentrate fully on Flutter learning without any deviation? There isn't much you can do. Deviation, in the sense, what exactly are you talking about in this deviation? Can we make apps that help to overcome problems facing in a society? It'll be more helpful. Yeah, you can definitely. That's good idea. In the sense that, what problems are you talking about? It'll be helpful. I'm pretty sure it'll be helpful. But what exactly you're talking about is problems? I don't know. Anyway, so for the question, oh, okay, you're asking about one Flutter application. Oh, it depends on what application you're launching. You needn't, I mean, people wouldn't buy like a template kit. So there's something called a template kit in the live market. Like, there is the app market for Flutter apps as well. So it will go anywhere from $10 to $25 per app template. People do pay that much for that. But if it's actually a native Android, or if it's a native iOS Swift Objective C kind of a template, people pay upwards of $100 and $150 for the template. Like, if it's a really good template, people do buy that. But I not the same amount for Flutter, because it's really new. A lot of people don't know what exactly is happening, and people sometimes aren't really understanding, in the sense that they don't want to learn something new. Like, if you consider, if you it's awesome that all of you people want to learn something new, and you're just trying to learn Flutter. That's not the same with a lot of people, right? So Should you use block or provider for state management? Depends on what example, I mean, what program you're developing. Block is useful if you're trying to scale. Provider is also useful in the same place. Depends on what exactly you're trying to create. So native app means I don't know what that is. What is native? So your Android application, like you develop your application in Android, and that is called native. If you develop your Android application through some other I mean language like a Flutter or React Native, I mean a toolkit like Flutter or React Native, that's called as a cross-platform development language. So yeah, that's the difference. I have one query: how to share code on Twitter. You mean like copy paste code? I don't think you can do, but if you want to share code, you can just share a code pen. So code pens is nothing but simple way to share code. That's the whole idea of code pen. So just put your code into a code pen and click the share button on that. It'll ask you to share it on Twitter and all of that. So cool. Can you make large scalable apps in Flutter with Firebase? Can manage high traffic and scaling? You can, but how? Depends on the depends on how you define large scale. Large scale could be 100,000 view subscribers. I mean, sorry, 100,000 downloads, 100,000 active users per minute, or it could be 10,000 active users per minute. So it depends on how what you call scalable, what you call large scale. But you can scale your applications with Flutter. Flutter is just UI toolkit. The scaling part would actually be really really complex when you in on depending on what backend you're using. Firebase can do a good job, I would say, up to 100,000 active users per, I mean, active real-time users. More than that, I've got a lot of complaints when I've seen a lot of complaints with even real-time users on Firebase. Keep telling that the db drops, or there's like a drop in synchronized content coming in. Those are just simple things. So why big app like Amazon and Flipkart are not using Flutter? There's a lot of reasons for that. So consider even a simple application like Amazon. Now Amazon is a combination. It uses a combination of different things. It uses a combination of native Android code. It also uses a combination of WebView type of code. And when they want to shift something like very stable, like they have a lot of release cycles going on. I mean, I can say it from my own perspective because I've been working with Amazon for so long. So in that space, like there's a lot of release cycle going on. It even a simple, say for example, there's a simple button that you want to change. You want to have a lot of release cycle for that. You need to have a design doc for that. All of this has to go on. So it's not a joke, or it's not as simple as to just come and decide to just change all the native code to a Flutter code. I mean, it has to make some sense. Like, does it have any lack of there is any lack of memory, or is it lacking anything? I mean, it does not. Native code are really really good. They have developed something for so long with native code, and Flutter is not going to solve anything for them specifically. So a lot of people don't even consider that. So that's the main reason behind people not shifting to big companies. Or big corporations don't do a lot of changes immediately in one go. They take a years to do that. And I don't think in any future, I mean near future, any company changing their applications to you Flutter. Even Google won't do that. What is state of GraphQL in Flutter? I'm working on React Native and use GraphQL excessively. That's really good. GraphQL in Flutter is at a very limited stage, but the point of Flutter is actually limited to two-dimensional for a lot of reasons. The whole idea for Flutter was to give a lightweight widget kind of a, what is widget kind of a toolkit. So GraphQL is limited in Flutter. I don't think they will be looking at doing anything amazing with GraphQL in Flutter in the even upcoming releases. Probably you can just look into and wait for some updates on that in the upcoming Flutter talks. Like there is one more coming up. It's supposed to come up in May, but I think it's going to get cancelled for sure. But there's always going to be some interest around GraphQL for sure. I don't really know if it's going to come out, but it's limited at this point of time. So please tell the plugin name only for Twitter. I will try, but not compatible with iOS. I'm not getting the question again. What should I learn? Node or React? And now I'm learning front end web designing. Oh, that's really good. So I don't. Let me Node or React. I would say React. If you have a bit of understanding and strong understanding with JavaScript, you will pick Node also easily. React would actually be a very good understanding. It's got a little bit of curve to it. You need to understand a lot of things. That's going to be my pick if you ask me. Why everyone prefer tutorials only with Firebase with Flutter? I know it's easy to configure and learn with Firebase, but not teach building API and other backend stuff from scratch. I'm really good. I mean, I'm really okay for that. But you have to like again go and look into creating something like a Django API, or and where do you deploy it? It's going to be a big curve for that, and it's also not scalable in terms of if I'm going to be talking about Django API, what exactly am I going to do with the Django API? Am I going to be deploying apps in real time for you, or what exactly am I doing there? It's not in terms of I mean, it's only there is going to be limited time span, and there's going to be only limited people wanting to watch that video. And if you ask me as a project, I would be very happy to share you, give you guides, and give you resources for doing that. I had my own application that was running a Django API for some time, which I couldn't scale after some point because it kept crashing. My server was not really that good. I hosted my own server, by the way. It was not really that good, so I had to quit that, make a lot of code changes, move it to Firebase, which was really costly for me. So that's the whole idea, is that Firebase is stable. It's going to be giving you guys a lot of important resources for free and much more efficiently. So that's the whole reason behind people doing a lot of tutorials around that. But if you're really interested in giving like writing your own API, I will be very happy to give you resources. Is Flutter future for web will growing or not? At this point, I have no idea what Flutter for web is going to be about, but hopefully it does do something great. That's a great question, the Jana M. That's the whole point behind my yesterday's video. I made a complete video around the same point. See, the Flutter applications that you're like why WhatsApp use different UI for Android and iOS. Like that's because you understand the different screen size is different. So they need to make something on. I mean, even if they use Flutter, if they use Flutter to build the same UI for both applications, they would still go in and do a lot of changes natively to make it much more efficiently run on their iOS or the Android application, because their whole idea of stack, which is the kernel in the back and the bottom, is going to be great. So it's going to be different, completely different, and that's why WhatsApp is different for both. I mean, both phones. It's the same with a lot of other applications. You take Facebook, you take Instagram, a lot of different things there. I wouldn't say these are not. I mean, I mean, Mitch is a. I've watched Mitch video for more than 1.5 years now. I mean, I've been following his videos even before he blew up, like how he has blown up right now. I would say that these people have done a lot of different things. They have a lot of industry knowledge, and they know that Flutter is not going to be helpful for building an application or an API from scratch. It's just going to be mostly about Flutter as a UI toolkit. But if you go beyond that, you Flutter for babies. So I don't. I would say a little bit maybe Flutter as a framework took a lot of time to make, but other than that, I don't think there is nothing to be insulted about with that comment. Can we make money with Flutter, or how to make 120 FPS application in Flutter? One second. Whew, sorry. You can, but what is the point of that? The programming language, it has to do with the renderer. You can tweak, but what's going to be the use of that? Okay, next question. I have tried React.js and Vue.js, and I like Vue.js, but when I look for jobs, there are really less jobs for Vue. Should I stick to Vue or go for React? Don't. I mean, yes, Rod, it's a good question. I mean, if you're really looking at it in the sense of a job perspective, and I would say that it's knowledge as well. If you're directly thinking in terms of jobs only, React, but Vue is also a great framework, and a lot of positive reviews towards that also, and you can definitely consider that because it's an upcoming framework. Why say no for that? Just a second. Okay, what's the next one? தமிழ்ல ஒரு வணக்கம் சொல்லுங்க. வணக்கம் ஜனயம். How many technologies you know? Java beat more than for again 6 years. HTML, CSS. I still look at HTML, CSS projects even now and then. That's also been there for more than that. I would say, I mean, 5 languages as of now, and technologies as such. I'm learning machine learning and artificial intelligence. So yeah, some basic things. If I don't find any native plugins for Flutter, how can I extend the native functionalities? Is Flutter channels for the Flutter plugins? So If you want to extend your native plugins for Flutter, you need to create your own plugin. You can extend with channels are nothing but channels are going to be used by the Flutter devs and not by us, like a use from the Google team. Um, if you really want to extend the native functionality like a native plugin to a Flutter plugin, you need to create your own plugin and release it. You just deploy it as like a normal application for my projects too. Where can I get the resources? Okay, you can just drop the same comment again below this. I'll come back and give you guys the resources for that. Okay, I'll guide you for Flutter channel again. Just have to. So you're saying that the video is getting lagged. Let me check the network for a couple of. Okay, network is fine. The quarantine is actually dropping the network like crazy. And the I think it's primarily because people are a lot of few people are using network like crazy. Like it should have definitely gone up to 50% at least. And companies in their side are controlling this. They're limiting the network, and hopefully that's not going to hinder our live stream. Which is the best tool for creating UI for Flutter apps for a beginner? Flutter itself is a very beginner tool for creating UI. So if you want something again on top of that, I need full because I want to start. You start by making your applications first. How many applications have you made? So that's going to be the first question. Do you have a portfolio of 6 applications at least? If you have a portfolio of 6 applications, then you use your application. And once you put the portfolio of 6 applications, you will get say 1 or 2 application, which will be very basic. So you take up those projects and get the testimony of the correct clients and put it again as part of your portfolio. So that's how you start. Same for everybody. Just want to know if it's lagging for everybody. Okay, I think it's lagging so much. Okay, I was answering freelance question from Sanket Patel. Yeah, so that's what you do. You start building your potential client list. You start building up your potential people like who's going to testimony, give you testimonies like this guy did the great job with this application, all of that sort. Put it as part of your portfolio, build a portfolio, and that portfolio is going to be to the stream. All of you guys wait on. I'll just restart the stream. I'll come back and answer your questions, all of you guys. Yeah. Is it back? Is it back or is it not? Just drop a comment so that I can know. Hola, people. Am I back or not? Hello. Okay. Is it fine now? Just drop a comment so that I can know. Is it lagging still? Is it lagging? I don't know. Hopefully it's not. Maybe it is because it's lagging, but okay. I don't think it's working. Is it working fine? I think it's working fine. I think it's working fine. Okay, I think it's working fine. I would continue with the question. Okay, I was talking about the freelancing question. So I hope you guys are still online and okay. Uh, so freelancing, that's going to be the goal, right? So you want to push it to a minimum of 100 clients, 100 people in your portfolio, and that's going to be building your portfolio faster. The whole point of this should be to get a lot of people to give you testimonies, and testimonies are going to be very very helpful in building a faster freelancing portfolio. So okay, you want me to start a channel in தமிழ்ல ஒரு channel start பண்ணக்கூடாது. It's difficult. One main reason why I don't have a channel in Tamil is because it's a very limited audience. A lot of few people are from across the country. I also know a little bit of Hindi also, so it will not be fair to start a channel in Tamil alone. Can you start series one ecom completed project with provider API, payment gateway, Firebase, etc.? You want me to create a complete video series on that? Okay, that's good suggestion. I'll take it up. And so, can you please repeat answer for my question again on Vue.js? Actually, stream is glitched and that part is skipped. Okay, I hope now it's fine. So, in case you're still online and you want to get an answer for that, so the answer was Vue.js might be still new in town. React.js might be the older cousin of Vue.js, but people are still going to use Vue.js in any project. There is not going to be any organization that's going to restrict in terms of Vue.js alone. Like, I don't want you to use Vue.js. Nobody's going to say that. Instead, people are going to say React.js with Vue.js. Like, that's going to be the whole point. So if you're really thinking of using learning Vue.js, definitely go ahead and learn Vue.js, put it as part of your resume, and React.js as the main one. But Vue.js, you also have good knowledge of Vue.js as well, and it's going to be really, really useful and also helpful because people are going to consider that. That is not one person who's going to say that, no, I don't want any Vue.js knowledge at all. Rather, they would say, you have additional knowledge. I'm really happy that you have that. So that's going to be the answer for your question. I sincerely hope this is working. Is the stream still lagged? I don't know. If the stream is still lagged, I think I need to end the stream. But if it's not and there isn't any questions coming up right away, my suggestion would be that I drop off from the stream. Okay, let me give another couple of minutes. So if there isn't any questions or anything of that so for another couple of minutes, that means the stream is over, meaning that you guys still have some problems out there and I need to stop with the stream. Hopefully everybody's staying fine in the quarantine period. It's really getting crazy without any work as such, like going out stuff. But it's fine, I guess. It's a good thing. You do a lot of self-reflection when you are quarantined at home. You have a lot of ideas, but you feel lazy to execute those ideas. I understand that's difficult, but how many of you started a project and have left it midtown? I've done that. I started a project. I was going to make a video on that. I was going to start when I was going to make a video on the secret project that I'm working on. But I stopped at midtown because I felt really, really, I mean, I wasn't even motivated to continue with that because of the quarantine and stuff. But I'm going to start it again. I'm going to make a video on that again. And I'm going to tell you guys the secret project that I'm going to be doing. So if you guys still stayed up to this point, I mean, if you people stayed up to this point of the stream, you guys will be knowing the answer for that. Okay, I was going to drop off. A lot of reasons for dropping off. I guess my network is not proper, or maybe the YouTube's broke again. This keeps happening. I will go fix my network and come back with the next live stream, probably same time next Sunday. Sorry, next Sunday, and I'll have your questions answered. I'll have all of your questions answered. You guys keep your questions there. I'll come back and answer all of your questions. I have taken a lot of important pointers also from this live stream. One being start a live series on e-commerce project, and there are other important things also that you guys wanted me to do. I'll be very happy to do that. I mean, if it has to work out properly, I need to think about that. It's not a simple thing to make a video and release it. I still need to have a proper project that is not going to. I mean, I need to convey my ideas properly. So anyway, thanks so much for joining this live stream. Hopefully you guys had your questions answered. I would probably be happy to come back next week and answer all of your questions again. Cheers. Have a safe time at your home. If you guys are going to go out, be safe, and I will meet you on the next live stream or next video, probably next video for sure. Peace out. Bye. Have a great day.